Good evening. Due to circumstances beyond our control, tragedy will not strike tonight. I'm dreadfully sorry. Perhaps some other time. However, I have just witnessed a sneak preview of this evening's story, and I found it simply frightening. Sometimes death is not the worst that can befall a man, and I don't refer to torture or any type of violence. I mean the quiet, little insidious devices that can drive a man out of his mind, like putting bubble gum in someone's coat pocket. Tonight's little frolic is called The Case of Mr. Pelham.
Good morning, Mr. Pelham. You're a bit early today.
Yes.
Your usual sherry, Mr. Pelham?
No, that is whiskey, please. Straight. I believe I'll have it straight.
Yes, sir.
Have you seen Dr. Harley today?
Not yet. But it's still a little early for him. Here he comes now.
The usual, Ray?
Hello, Dr. Harley.
Oh, hello.
Pelham.
Oh, yes, of course. Hello, Pelham. How are you?
Could you have lunch with me today, Dr. Harley?
Well,
I'd rather appreciate it if you could. I rather need to talk to you.
About some friend with a psychosis?
No, it's not a friend. It's myself.
Well, thanks very much, Pelham. I'd be delighted to lunch with you. Thanks, Ray. Whew. Well, shall we sit down?
Oh, yes. How about this?
Fine, fine.
I want this on a professional basis, of course, Doctor. That is, I expect you to send me a statement.
Well, it would be much better if you came to my office, you know. I always dislike doing things this way.
Of course. And I will come later if you want me to and lie on the couch or whatever's necessary. But I want to talk about it now first, if you'll let me.
By all means, go right ahead.
You don't know too much about me, I suppose, and there's really not much to know. I have my own little company, Albert Pelham Investments. I'm single, have an apartment on East 63rd with one servant, Peterson. I have no deep attachments, no demanding relationships, no responsibilities. Nothing at all unusual about me, really, until... Well, I should start at the beginning, I suppose. The first indication was only about 2 weeks ago. I was leaving my office building in the evening, and an acquaintance, his offices are in the same building as mine, said something about seeing me at the garden the night before at the fights. He was just in passing, you know, and he was hurrying and had gone on before I could question him, although I attached no importance to it at the time. But I hadn't been at the garden the night before. In fact, I never go to fights. Well, I thought no more of it, I suppose, just a case of mistaken identity. But a few days later, here at the club, in fact, at that table over there, where Manning and his father are now, I was having lunch with a man from Detroit who had inherited an estate I was handling. And I noticed Tom Mason, and I called him to stop as he was leaving to introduce him. Oh, Tom, could you come here a moment, please? I'd like you to meet Mr. Hartley of Detroit. This is Tom Mason.
I'm glad to see we're on speaking terms again.
What? What do you mean?
The day before yesterday. You cut me dead right out here at the corner.
Really? I'm dreadfully sorry. I must not have seen you.
Oh, you saw me, all right. Looked me right in the eye. When I said, hello, Pell, you simply walked past. It's pretty intense concentration, old man. Careful you don't get yourself run over one day.
Day before yesterday, you say? What time?
Oh, 2-ish.
Not guilty. I was in Philadelphia the day before yesterday. Didn't get back till 6:30.
You may think you were in Philadelphia, but actually you were right out there on the corner. Or else you have a double to end all doubles, Pell.
Well, doubles aren't too unusual, of course. Frequently, there's quite a difference when you see the two together. But sometimes even...
Yes, I know. And I was prepared to admit the simple existence of a double. But then, only day before yesterday, as I was leaving here after lunch, The hall man handed me a carton of cigarettes and said Harry, the billiard room attendant, had sent them up, that I had left them here the night before. And I wasn't here the night before. Well, I didn't have time to stop then, but I came back on my way home that night to see if I could get to the bottom of this. You know, Harry, I don't remember ordering those cigarettes at all. In fact, I suspect someone's playing a joke on me, for I don't even recall being here at all last night. That might just possibly be it, wouldn't you say?
Thank you, Mr. Pelham, but... Oh, no, sir, you were here. You could check with Mr. Mason. You were playing with him.
I'm afraid that wouldn't help. If it's a joke, he's probably behind it.
Well, if it wasn't you, sir, it was somebody so much like you, you wouldn't believe it.
Yes, so it seems.
It must have been you, Mr. Pelham. You made a crack about that crazy hop, skip, and kiss you twice carom you made that time. Who else would know about that?
Yes, who would? I still hadn't decided whether I really had a double who had the effrontery to impersonate me right here in my own club, or whether even the servants had been enlisted in this senseless jest. Both seemed likely. So I decided to leave the club and eat somewhere nearby, and then sneak back and see if I could catch the scoundrel here. So I called Peterson to tell him I'd not be home for dinner, but Peterson seemed very odd on the telephone. Hello, this is Mr. Pelham. No, I do not want to talk to Mr. Pelham. I am... Suddenly I realized that he thought I was home, that this person was there in my apartment. So I rushed home to catch him if I could, not knowing just what to expect. Peterson! Peterson!
Oh, you changed your mind, sir?
Changed my mind.
Well, you were going out for the evening, you said.
Oh. Yes. Peterson, when you let me in tonight, did you happen to notice anything different about me?
But I didn't let you in, sir. You let yourself in.
Oh. And you didn't notice anything unusual?
Well, nothing in particular. You just said you were going out for the evening, then went into the bedroom. Is anything wrong, sir?
I remembered what he said about letting myself in. But my spare key was still there. I don't mind saying this rather upset me. But a moment later, it was just as if I had come in earlier, before going out for the evening, changed my collar and tie, and I was still wearing my own tie. They were identical. The same make, the same amount of wear. But I had never bought a duplicate.